Well, I completely understand. It is a huge adjustment for everyone that's involved. You know, Melissa, you have been doing really well, and you've been making a lot of changes recently, so I can see why they would be a bit concerned. This actually reminds me of an account in the Bible. Have you ever heard of the man named Enoch?
I don't think so.
Well, the Bible doesn't say too much about him, but it does show that he was faithful. And during that time, his family had turned from doing what was right in Jehovah's eyes. And it was after Abel's murder, and after that, the family decided to do what they thought was right. But let's go ahead and read a scripture. It's at Genesis chapter 5, and it's verse 22. Can you go ahead and read that?
Yes. After becoming father to Methuselah, Enoch continued to walk with the true God for 300 years, and he became father to his sons and daughters.
So, do you understand what it means when it says that he walked with Jehovah?
Not really.
Well, it means that he chose to follow Jehovah's direction closely and to allow him to lead him during that time. With all of the changes that you've been making, I can see that you are trying to do the same thing. His family was probably opposed to his beliefs as well. And let's go ahead and read another scripture that kind of shows that. It's at Jude, which is the book right before Revelations, and it's chapter 15, verse 15. Can you read that too?
Sure. To execute judgment against all, and to convict all the ungodly concerning all their ungodly deeds that they did in an ungodly way, and concerning all the shocking things that ungodly sinners spoke against him.
Okay, so this prophecy is actually supposed to be fulfilled during Armageddon. But at the time, they didn't know that. So how do you think his family was going to react to that?
They probably wouldn't like it very much for him.
Exactly. And, you know, Jesus did speak about people hating us or persecuting us because of the things that we do or don't do. They might find it odd or even sometimes unreasonable. And I'm sure his family was no different. But he was able to hold on to his faith. Let's go ahead and read one last scripture. This one's at Hebrews, and it's chapter 11, verse 5. And I can go ahead and read this one. And that one says, by faith Enoch was transferred so as not to see death, and he was nowhere to be found, because God had transferred him. For before he was transferred, he received the witness that he had pleased God well. So Enoch died much earlier and younger than anyone at that time, or than most people at that time. So, and it could have been that Jehovah did it so that he wouldn't have to go through all of that. And even though he may not do that for us today, the scriptures do assure us that he'll never allow us to go through more than what we can handle.
I'm really glad I spoke to you about it. I do want to keep up with the study, just not sure how to make everyone happy at the same time.
Okay, well, I understand. Why don't we go ahead and try and figure something out together? And this is a lot for everyone, and you may be ready, but they may not be. So let's go ahead and find a way to make everyone happy.
Jamie, that would be great.
Okay.